Thanks for coming this morning. You know, as we know, there's tremendous fear and anxiety about the coronavirus, and it's making Angelenos vulnerable. It's making them more likely to be victimized by price gouging or scams. Our offices are here to protect the public from being taken advantage of, and we have a number of announcements that we'd like to make this morning. But first, I want to note the teamwork here. I'm here with our exceptional district attorney, Jackie Lacey. We are also part of a broader team that includes the Los Angeles County Department of Business and Consumer Affairs and the Los Angeles County Counsel's Office. Together, our offices have formed a joint coronavirus task force. That task force will continue to work together as long as we have this emergency. We are committed to protecting consumers. But I have many other announcements to make this morning as well before we turn to our district attorney. First, we're taking action regarding allegedly false or misleading claims on the internet or elsewhere. My office has been working night and day, scouring the internet, seeking to identify and investigate allegedly false or misleading claims. And this morning, I'm here at the outset to announce a success in those efforts. This week, my office discovered online advertising on a website that's owned by an LA area company. The company is called CEN Group LLC, and their website is safebabyhealthychild.com. On that site, we noticed statements like vitamin C can protect against coronavirus. The coronavirus can be dramatically slowed or stopped completely with the immediate widespread use of high doses of vitamin C. And high doses of vitamins, especially vitamin C, can be used to address the coronavirus outbreak. Let's take a step back. First, the website was also selling vitamins, including vitamin C. We were very concerned about these claims. Let's listen to what the experts have told us. The FDA has not approved vitamin C as a cure or a treatment or even a mitigation of coronavirus. The Food and Drug Administration and the Federal Trade Commission recently warned that no vaccines or drugs exist now to treat the coronavirus. The National Institute of Health cautioned that alternative treatments, such as high doses of vitamins A or C or D, do nothing to protect against the coronavirus. And they note that high doses can, in fact, be harmful. And here's the thing. If consumers are duped into thinking that, in this case, vitamins can protect them from the coronavirus, they might not take important steps that the health experts say are necessary, such as vigilant hand washing and the social distancing that we're all experiencing now. So, we were prepared to take action, but we contacted the company. And the company's immediate reaction was to take these claims off of the website. And we're continuing to work with the company to determine what consequences should flow from this. And I will tell you this, I doubt seriously these claims will ever reappear on that website, but if they do, then we will take specific action. Now, let's talk about price gouging for a second. We all know that allegations of price gouging are rife at this moment. First, let's define what price gouging means here in California. It means selling a good, including food or medical supplies and other items, for more than 10% more than the price was the day before a state of emergency was declared. And as you know, there's a state of emergency both here in Los Angeles and in the state of California. Penalties can be criminal or they can be civil. Criminal penalties can be up to a year in jail and a $10,000 fine, and civil penalties can include not only injunctive relief and restitution, but also actual monetary penalties themselves. Price gouging isn't just intrinsically a terrible thing to do, to take advantage of someone in a crisis. And it's not just illegal. Here's the thing, the mere posting of a price on a website, for example, of an exaggerated amount, fuels panic And that panic will lead to a lack of necessities at stores when people really need necessities. So our office went online, and we purchased on Amazon 2 items that are indicative of the issue we see now. We purchased a half gallon of bleach. That half gallon of bleach cost more than $100. We purchased 2 1-liter containers of hand sanitizer. That acquisition cost $149. Now, those goods have yet to arrive. We anticipate receiving them in the next day or so. We've reached out to Amazon, and we've alerted them to the existence of these items on their platform. And I will say that if upon receiving these items, we can determine the identity of the third-party seller who offered them, we're going to take legal action. Next, there's another step that we are taking. Under California law, city attorneys like us are empowered to call on companies that advertise to substantiate their claims. So we've sent letters demanding the substantiation of claims to, among others, 2 specific entities that I want to identify this morning. One is called modernbeyond.com. It's an LA-based company, and it makes claims about the efficacy of its coronavirus N95 face mask. Those claims include that it's medical grade, that it reduces the risk from coronavirus through filters that filter 95.99% of the virus. Another company that we've reached out to is Jim Bakker and the Jim Bakker Show for statements made on the Jim Bakker Show. That airs online. It broadcasts here in Los Angeles. These statements were about an item called Silver Solution. Silver Solution is a product that is hawked by Jim Bakker's on the Jim Bakker Show, and the claim is that it's an effective treatment for coronavirus. Let me be specific about things that they've said about Silver Solution. They say it's patented, it works. We tested it, they said. It works on just about everything. Silver Solution, they say, has been tested on other strains of the coronavirus and has been able to eliminate it within 12 hours. Totally eliminate it, kill it, deactivate it. The claim is Silver Solution has been proven to kill every pathogen it's been tested on. Every pathogen it's been tested on, and it can kill any of these known viruses. So, if these companies to which we have sent these substantiation letters do not substantiate or cease making their claims, in the case of Modern Beyond, we'll take legal action to prevent these claims from continuing to be made. In the case of Bakker, we'll work with law enforcement because, as you know, the federal government has sent cease and desist letters and the state of Missouri has sued as well. We'll work with our partners to ensure that Los Angelinos and all residents of California aren't subjected to claims that can't be substantiated. We have other claims under investigation right now, and we are prepared to take further action. Next, we're here because we want to issue alerts to Angelinos, consumer alerts to assure that they are vigilant and don't get taken advantage of. Unscrupulous individuals, as we've noted, are offering fake cures and vaccines online. Some are purporting to be from legitimate organizations like the World Health Organization, sending emails that are trying to get your credit card or personal information. Some are trying to steal our residents' money by claiming to be a charity that in fact is fake. Some are selling deficient or counterfeit goods online. If you are a victim of price gouging, if you have been a victim of a scam, we are here to say, reach out to us. We are going to continue to be vigilant in our efforts to protect you. Don't panic. We've got this. We're here. Now, having said this, I want to return to where I began. We're very fortunate in Los Angeles to have an extraordinary district attorney whose office is working closely with ours on these and many other issues. I'd like to introduce District Attorney Jackie Lacey.
Good morning. Thank you, Mike Feuer. I want to thank my extraordinary city attorney of LA, Mike Feuer, for hosting today's news conference. We have very important information that'll preclude people from basically relying on false cures, but also will keep them from getting price gouged. This is just one of several consumer issues that we've addressed together in recent years, and it's important for you to know that some people are using the pandemic to take advantage of the vulnerable and those who fear for their very safety. And this week, we've really seen a heightened fear. Now, the residents of LA County look to us, prosecutors, to protect them from both violent crimes and financial crimes like the ones we're discussing today. It's important to remember that there are no approved vaccines, drugs, or supplements of any type currently available to treat and prevent the coronavirus. Consumers who fall prey to these scams put themselves and those around them in danger with the false confidence that comes with using these so-called cures. With that in mind, my office just released one of our regular Fraud Friday alerts. We began issuing Fraud Friday alerts 5 years ago with the understanding that education is truly the best weapon against most of the crimes that affect consumers. We will prosecute anyone who uses the global pandemic to take advantage of other people and take their money. But we are just as committed to protecting people from ever becoming victims in the first place. In the latest Fraud Friday alert, we warn consumers about those who are posting fake information about treatments and local outbreaks. As in previous countywide emergencies, the scams include using phony emails, text messages, social media posts that include links designed to steal your personal identification or information or money. Our fraud alerts include suggestions aimed at helping consumers avoid becoming victims of these scams. And here are a few tips. Be skeptical of emails claiming to be from the Center for Disease Control or other disease experts. Don't fall for online offers for vaccines or cures for the coronavirus. Check the legitimacy of any group claiming to collect money for victims of coronavirus. And check them through an independent source like the state or federal government or the Better Business Bureau. My deputy district attorneys are on the lookout for these scams and will use all of the tools at their disposal to close down these fraudulent enterprises. We also are watching out for any and all incidents of price gouging in Los Angeles County. I'm asking members of the public to report suspected price gouging to my office's Consumer Protection Division. Our phone number is area code 213-257-2450. We take these complaints very seriously and we will prosecute them. Price gouging is a crime during a state of emergency. California law generally prohibits charging more than 10% above the price of an item before an emergency has been declared. Those convicted of price gouging could face up to 1 year in the county jail and a $10,000 fine. My office has issued a fraud alert and a video to address the issue with the following tips. Beware of charges or changes in prices for goods and services. And save the receipts if you suspect the items you purchased were inflated. Please forward those links to the Fraud Friday alerts. I want everyone in Los Angeles County to know that we stand ready to protect you from scams and price gouging, whether through prosecution or education. My goal is to protect all residents of Los Angeles County so they may focus on getting through this critical time, that they may be healthy without having to worry about being scammed. We will continue to monitor the situation and inform the public of any known scams or incidents or price gouging. Thank you very much. I'll turn it back to Mike.
Thank you very much, Jackie. There's an extraordinary team in my office which I'd like to acknowledge in no particular order, just because of how they're standing here. Kate Keneally, Rebecca Morris, Christina Toussaint, Will Pletcher, Will Rivera. It's a marvelous team. They've been working literally night and day since the emergency began. I'll say a few words in Spanish, And then I know that DA Lacey and I will be happy to take questions. Durante esta gran crisis, hay personas que están tomando ventaja de esta situación y abusando para obtener ganancias económicas. A través de esta crisis mundial, no solamente es pésimo, pero es ilegal manipular los precios de estos artículos que todos necesitan. Desde curas falsas anunciadas en las redes sociales hasta correos electrónicos que pretenden ser de organizaciones de salud legítimas, los estafadores están tratando de hacer que se separen de su dinero ganado con tanto esfuerzo y de su información personal. Si usted es víctima de aumento de precios o una estafa en línea, comuníquese con mi oficina, por favor. Okay, now, happy to take questions. Not yet. Not yet. And again, to be clear, what we're trying to do, I want to be very clear again about the steps we are taking. First, if individuals contact us and we learn of price gouging, we're going to take action. We have both civil and criminal remedies we can pursue. But right now, and this is a key point, I want anybody who would dare to price gouge to be aware that our team, as I mentioned, is scouring the internet and is going to brick and mortar stores. And we are looking for evidence of price gouging. We are not waiting for people to report it to us. We are affirmatively doing that investigation ourselves. And so if anybody is contemplating taking advantage of another human being by price gouging in this emergency moment, no, you do so at your peril.
There seem to be incremental things like maybe 1%, 2%, sort of getting to that 10%, but slowly so it's not noticeable.
I haven't seen that yet. Yes.
Now, what if, like, you're talking about getting the packages from Amazon, what if those third-party sellers are out of state and you still go after them?
We can, but we have to identify the third-party sellers. And sometimes that's hard to do. Sometimes I will say this, we are going to make every effort we can to get to the bottom of who is selling those items at those prices. And if we can identify them, we're going to go after them.
What would you say to the group of people that will pay that for those things and keeps fueling the price gap?
One of the key points of this press conference is to say to the public, we've got this. We are affirmatively out there protecting you. Don't fuel the panic that creates shortages at stores by acting precipitously when you don't have to. Just, this is a moment when I know that the public is looking for leadership at every level. The public is eager to tamp down anxiety a little bit by knowing, and that'll only happen if they are confident, appropriately confident, that leaders are taking appropriate action. Now, there are leaders at every level of government in charge of public health, in charge of public education. We are the public safety team. And so we are here saying that for our leadership roles, we are there to protect you and get ahead of the curve. Jackie, do you want to say anything about that?
No, I think it's a time where cooler heads have to prevail. Obviously, we have to be cautious. We should wash our hands, try to limit contact, look out for those people who are vulnerable, look out for our children or elderly, those who have compromised immune systems. But to just throw your money away when someone is really just trying to take advantage of your fear is not the right way to go. I think if we just take a deep breath, check out anyone who is trying to get money from you in this situation, you automatically be suspicious of that, then I think we'll get through this, and we'll get through this without without anybody getting seriously hurt, obviously physically hurt by an illness, but also not having you lose your hard-earned money, because it's probably the people who can least afford it who are the targets of these scammers. And we want people to know that we're watching, and we want the scammers to know, don't do it. We're going to go after you. You will not get away with this, and we will go after you and prosecute you for engaging in this despicable behavior.
Other questions? Yeah.
How hard is it getting people like Amazon to get these people off? Because I know if they're in other states, how much can you do?
Well, you know, we are anticipating cooperation from Amazon. Amazon has indicated an interest in trying to purge its sites of price gouging activities. But we don't know how that it can be effective in every instance. We've already reached out to them. We hope to work cooperatively with them. And they have the same interest we do, because to the extent that there are price gougers or people who are offering fake anything on the site, it marginalizes everything on Amazon's platform. So we're optimistic that that teamwork will work. I mean, and here's the thing. You have seen this team working again and again, not only locally but nationally on behalf of consumers. And that has enabled us to forge deep collaborations across jurisdictional lines. And that collaboration across jurisdictional lines, city, county, local, state, federal, is proving essential here. And again, you know, Ms. Lacey just said something that I want to continue to underscore. This could have been a meaningful press announcement merely to say that we have formed this joint task force and issue warnings to people. But this is much more than that, as you can tell. This is a very unique, aggressive effort to get ahead of the curve, to identify problems before they're even brought to our attention. I mean, I don't know if you saw the other day, there was a news segment about the Secret Service, which is conducting some online surveillance to try to identify these scams. Secret Service is doing it back east. We're doing it here in Los Angeles. So consumers can be confident, but that doesn't mean we're going to catch everything, which is why we need consumers to report to us. Any other questions?
Is there a place that people can check on the businesses that you deem to be gouging and say, all right, I'm not going to order from them?
Well, watch our website, because to the extent that we've identified a particular seller that's price gouging, we will make that known publicly, because there should be no one who's allowed to get away with that. Watch our website with regard to issues relating to fake preventions, fake cures, claims that can't be substantiated as well. You know, we're providing timely, real-time information to members of the public, and you can, as members of the news media, get that from us as well. We're going to be very transparent in this effort. That's the whole point, is to be aggressive and transparent and protective.
Is the website where they sign up for the Fraud Friday alert?
No, so there are two different websites. So Ms. Lacey has Fraud Fridays. And while she's looking up the name of the website, I will tell you. Now, our office is just lacityattorney.org. You can go on our website. We have a wide array of information, including information on this issue. And we will have a particular location on that website regarding the emergency if we get information that warrants that.
There's going to be warnings first, or they finish it right away to people that might need to know?
Well, first, let me let Jackie, do you know the website?
Yes, you can go to the Los Angeles County District Attorney website. We also have these Fraud Friday alert flyers that we'll be providing to all of the media that are here. You go there, you can sign up to forward that. You can forward the link to today's alert that just came out about the coronavirus and price gouging. I was thinking about what someone asked with regard to how do you look up and see if a business is legit. Well, if they're selling a cure, they're not legit. Okay, we know that. But if you're concerned, if you got somebody who you think is price gouging, you could probably go to the Secretary of State's website, something like that. File a complaint. That way you protect everybody else. And also, if you're like me, I always look up reviews on anyone that I have do business with me, and I trust consumers, what they say. If I see a lot of complaints saying it's a fraudster, pretty much they are a fraudster, or somebody's price gouging, it's good to put that out there, who the businesses are that are price gouging, so no one else becomes a victim.
So as to the question, which was basically penalties first or what action taken first. So here's how our office works. We want to first protect consumers. So you saw that in the case of the claims regarding vitamins. We reached out immediately to the company. We were contemplating taking action, but what our first objective was to take that offline so no consumer could be misled. And we achieved that objective within hours, actually, of reaching out. We are now continuing to engage with the company to determine what else, if anything, should flow from that incident. When it comes to price gouging, as I've said, we have two forms of remedies available to us. It's both a crime and could lead someone to be the subject of a civil action. Our office has the capacity to pursue both, and we will.
Will you also be going after any clinics or doctors that are also looking
I think it's fair to say that if it's reported to us that is anybody making a false claim that could lead someone to fall victim to a scam, could harm them in some way, we want to be on the case. I mean, you've seen our office, for example, has gone after counterfeit pharmaceuticals. We've gone after a person who was allegedly performing dentistry without a license, medicine without a license. This is the work that we do. And again, people need to take a step back and realize we are on the case. Anything else?
Could you just elaborate again on the action that you've taken regarding the silver claims? I mean, that was broadcast everywhere.
Right. Yeah, so in two different instances, actually, and more to come, we are sending what are called, well, I'll call them substantiation letters. We are authorized by state law to send a letter to someone making a claim to say, all right, you have X number of days. We've given them 5 days to substantiate the claim that they have made. If they can substantiate it, it's one thing. If they can't, then we are going to take further action, either alone or in conjunction with partners. In the case of the Baker issue, there are already partners out there. All right? Anything else, guys? Good shape. Thank you very much.